Hey, Close Look viewers, it's Sierra. I'm here with a very, very talented young lady by the name of Emily Williams. How are you doing today?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about, who you are and what you do?
Okay, well, my name's Emily. I'm 19. I sing, act, I kind of dance, if you can consider it dancing, but I do photography, graphic design, and writing as well.
Wow, so that's quite a lot you have on the go there.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about, your music. Do you write your own lyrics?
I've been writing my own lyrics for like a long time now, but only recently when I started playing instruments was I able to put music to them. So now I'm finally actually getting to perform my own originals, which is really exciting and nervous.
I hear you actually performed here at the Wired Monk a couple days ago.
I did.
How did that go?
It went all right.
Did you sing any of your originals here?
I did. I sang the two I've worked on right now called Drive Away and Unbreakable.
Oh, they sound great. Even the titles sound great. Tell us a little bit more about, your photography and your acting. How did you get into all of that?
Well, my acting I got into through my singing because I figured it's easier to get into the music industry by starting in the acting industry. So I started acting in different plays and stuff. In my high school, I was pretty much given the lead right away. And then at one point, someone was like, well, there's these different agencies you can go to. And I was like, okay. And so I phoned one, and they're like, yeah, we want to meet you. And so I went, and they're like, you're hired. Here's your contract. Let's sign everything. And I was like, okay. So I've been working on a bunch of different sets. I ended up switching agencies, so now I have actually started doing principal work. I'm just waiting to get some more auditions and stuff going. But it's really fun. I've met some really good people this way.
Yeah, that sounds really exciting. So what do you mean by, set and on set?
So when I say on set, I mean working on different film and television sets. One of my most common ones to work on is Mr. Young. It's a show on YTV that Disney picked up recently, and it's really fun. And on set, we go in, we get hair and makeup checked, we get our wardrobe decided for the day, and then we're just walking around in different scenes, like quietly talking to each other, doing all sorts of stuff. I've been featured-ish a couple times on that show, which is pretty cool. I like seeing myself.
Who doesn't, right?
Pretty much. I love watching, like now I can actually watch different movies and TV shows I know have been filmed in BC. I'm like, oh, hey, look, there's so-and-so. There's so-and-so. Oh, yeah, I know her. I've been on a few sets with her. Like, it's pretty fun. It annoys some people, though, because if I'm watching movies or TV with them, they're like, Emily, can you stop talking about who you know in the background? Like, can you stop? Well, no. I gotta point him out.
That's really cool. So how did you get into, photography? How did that tie in with it?
I'm not even really sure. My dad used to be an artist, and he did like all sorts of mediums. So I've always grown up doing art and different things, and I did some drawing and painting and stuff. Nothing like too impressive. And then I've always liked cameras and taking pictures, and then someone said like, oh, well, why don't you try doing photography? And I was like, okay. So I got a better camera and started playing around, and it started working out more and more. And then as I started doing more pictures and headshots for people, more people started going, hey, can you do mine? Can you do mine? And I was like, okay, sure.
So you got like a little bit, like some followers.
Yeah, a few right now, hopefully expanding some more.
So you do acting, you have your music, you do photography. How do you manage to fit all of that into like the time that you have?
Some days I'll write out a list of what I have to do, write it on a whiteboard and cross off, because I find I'm more likely to get everything done if I've written it out. But a lot of the time it's just scheduling in different things, making sure things don't overlap, or if they do overlap, I have time to get to and from the different places. So it's just a matter of, I guess, support. My family helps a lot to make sure I stay grounded and I stay, don't take too much.
I understand you're going to school at the same time as this.
I'm preparing for school. I finished my certificate in legal administrative studies last year. It's a one-year program. I did it at Kwantlen, and I'm returning to Kwantlen in the fall to start my prerequisites for music therapy.
Oh, that's super interesting. What got you into music therapy?
I'm not even sure so much. I know my little sister was saying she might go into art therapy, and she ended up saying no, she's going to be a social worker. But I'm like, art therapy. There has to be like music therapy. And I started looking it up, and I was like, this is like the perfect job for me. Like, this is wonderful because it's singing and playing instruments, it's counseling, and it's working with, it can be anyone really. A lot of places work with just kids with special needs or who have been through different traumas, and other people go and work in seniors' homes to play music with them and help them stay motivated and cheerful.
Music is such a powerful tool.
Well, that's exactly, and I know like from my own personal experiences in the past, music has pretty much kept me going. It gave me something to keep looking forward to and doing, and it kept me afloat during some really bad times.
So do you believe that music has had an impact on your life?
Definitely, yeah. Huge impact. Like, I probably wouldn't be here today if I wasn't doing music. Like, it got pretty bad at a point, so it's been a good thing to just keep me going. And like when people were like, oh, you're actually like really good, I was like, okay, I can do that then. People actually like it, then hey, why not?
Yeah. Did you find that you had, all the support that you needed when you first started doing music and acting?
Well, it's actually funny because when I first started singing, I was 9 years old, and I was like, I'm going to enter the school talent show. And my parents were like, okay, can you sing? I'm like, I don't know. So, and whenever I'd practice all, like, alone. I wouldn't let them hear me. So they come to the actual performance, they're like, oh my God, is she going to suck? Like, is she going to be horrible? And I started singing, and apparently I was just like this little body with this huge, like, belting voice, and they're like, okay, this actually went a lot better than we thought. So it was just like, yeah, okay. And they've supported me all along. I know my mom will actually drive me for a long time, drove me to sets. And when I was too young to be on set by myself, she would stay there with me. And so she's always the first one being like, yeah, okay, I'll drive you. And my dad's super supportive. He's always like, hey, there's all these opportunities here. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Oh, keep going with your art, doing stuff like this. I'm like, okay, Dad. Okay.
So that's really cool. You've had that support. That's really good.
Yeah, like my family's been very good for support. My closest friends are good for support. Maybe not everyone else, but hey, I've got the close friends I need. I've got my family. That's all I need to support me.
So despite, I'm sure you've been through hardships and stuff in the industry, what kept you going? What did you find, kind of motivated you to keep pursuing your goals and your dreams?
Well, I think if I didn't, I probably would have just not done anything. I probably would have just become a shell. So it's like I was involved in a very serious drunk driving accident 7 years ago, I believe it is now. Almost 8 in September. I actually had a drunk driver drive through my bedroom while I was sleeping. It was the bedroom I shared with my little sister, and he drove through our bedroom through the closet and into our older sister's bedroom. And yeah, my parents walked into the room and they're like, our kids are dead. Our kids have passed away. And we managed to make it. No one was hurt really seriously. The most was I had a gash on my side and I hit my head because I was in a top bunk and went flying into the back of the cab. So like I can't remember what happened in the room. And like my older sister, she was like covered in debris and stuff, so she didn't really know what happened. So my younger sister's the only one, and like from it I was actually diagnosed with like PTSD and anger issues, which they come out every once. They're mostly frustration, which I'm okay with that. But like having something like that happen, you really realize you're like, this could happen to anyone. It's like, it seems like it could never happen, and it happened. And like I sat there going like, this actually happened. And it's like, I have to do something with my life, like to get through this and make people aware, like it's not okay, like to drink and drive. It's not okay to do drugs and get behind the wheel. Like it's not okay to do that. And then once I returned to school after it happened, I started facing some really severe bullying. So I actually ended up switching schools, and it was better once I switched schools. High school, it got bad again. So it was just a matter, like I had my family, I had a few very close friends who helped me through it. And then in grade 12, I actually started doing musical theater out at Gateway Theater in Richmond. And those kids became like my family. Like they were some of the first people who showed me like, you know what, you can be yourself. and we're not going to hate you. Like, we love you exactly as you are. And that was such a huge thing for me, and it helped me so much with like performing and realizing that, you know what, I can get these goals. Like, I can easily get there. Like, I can do it. Like, it's not, no one else can dictate what my future is going to be. Nothing in my past is going to affect my future, because that's up to me. That's my decision.
That's really inspiring.
Thank you.
So, you know, is that kind of what really pushed you into, you know, the whole industry and kind of got you going?
I think, yeah, because I found more when the bullying started. By going into the film industry and like the music industry, I was meeting more people who were like me and like the same things as me, and like our personalities just clicked right away. Like, and I was like, I've never made friends this easy before. So it was a really good thing to see. And like, I'd have friends be like, you're actually a really good actor, you should start getting into principal. And my new agent right away was like, you should get into principal stuff. Like, let's get this started. And I was like, okay, like, that would be awesome.
So they kind of helped you as well.
Yeah, like everyone I've met has kind of given me that like extra little push. Like, even the bad people I've met have given me the extra push to say, that's kind of like, I don't want to end up like you. I don't want to be bitter. I don't want to be jaded. I don't want to be upset about my life. I'm going to keep going. I'll keep going up. You can stay at the level you're at. Like, that's fine. But I'm going to keep going up.
So rising above it, you found that really helped?
Yeah, it did. Like, because there comes a point, like, I know at first I'd get really sad when I would get like internet messages, and like at that point technology was still pretty new, so people didn't really see it as bullying, and like I would get really upset to begin with, and as I got further into it and more stuff just kept coming, I was like, why bother being upset about this? It's people taking time out of their day to come insult me, and they're, in a weird way, they care about me enough to spend their time on me. I'm like, why should I let their comments affect what I'm gonna do? It's just, it doesn't make any sense. Like, their comments should never affect what I do, because they're doing it out of jealousy. They're doing it out of spite. Like, they are taking time out of their day, out of things they could be doing much better, rather than, you know, like, yeah.
So like, rather than, you know, spending the time on bettering themselves, or putting it on,
bring someone else down. And that, I have never gotten that. Like, so I was just like, every time someone sent a message, I was like, okay, you know what, just keep rising up. Like, keep ignoring it, keep rising up. And like, by not responding, in a way it makes them angrier, and it, after a while, it kind of gets funny, because they're putting so much time and so much effort into it, and you're barely looking at it. You're like, okay, that's fine, like, whatever, your opinion, no big deal.
So where do you see yourself in, say, 10 years?
10 years, hopefully I will have graduated and have my bachelor degree of music therapy, and will be either in my own business or working somewhere else, and being able to help children and senior citizens and pretty much anyone with problems, and show them how much music can really help you feel better and get better. And like, hopefully my acting career will pick up and my singing career will pick up some more, and maybe I'll be famous, maybe I won't be. Like, it's anyone's guess right now, which is kind of exciting in a way.
Don't know what the future holds.
That's exactly, yeah, there could be so many things happening. I don't know, maybe I'll be married, who knows, maybe I'll have a kid, hopefully. Oh yeah, 10 years I could have a kid. I'd be 29, yeah, that'd be a good time to be married and have kids, yeah.
So as a profession, what is your, you know, ultimate sort of goal?
Well, my ultimate goal right now is to become a music therapist, and because I think that way I can also still have my music in my life, but also be using it to help other people, and being able to help kids with special needs, kids who have been through traumas maybe like mine, and senior citizens who might need help, like anyone. I want to be able to help them and show them how much music can really help your life. And as a profession, I think that's a really neat opportunity that I'm going to have.
So that's really excellent, you know, that you're striving for your own best. Do you have any, you know, words of wisdom for the viewers at home that, you know, might have been through something like what you've been through, or are trying to, you know, reach their ultimate potential?
To anyone who's a victim of bullying, I really want you to know that there are people out there who can help. Your family can help, your friends can help, a teacher, anyone around you can help. You just need to tell them what is going on. And worst case scenario, you find a stranger and tell them what's going on. It feels so good once you get it off your chest. And the people around you will support you and help you get through the tough times. Don't resort to drastic measures. Don't hurt yourself because of what these other people are saying. Because you can keep going and life really does get better. Where you're at right now, that does not dictate anything about your future, and you will go on and you will be successful, and you just need to remember that this isn't forever.